Today, I'll show you how to shoot like a pro and get accurate colors in your photos and videos. Now let's assume that whenever you're out shooting, each of your shooting scenarios is lit differently, meaning there's a different source of light for each shoot, right? Good. Now due to this difference in lighting, your camera, based on the settings that it's in, will also react differently to that lighting, and that will also cause your subject to look different on camera based on that lighting. And this is where your camera's color balance setting come in, or your white balance setting. So let's say you're on a shoot and the venue looks real nice, and then all of a sudden you start shooting, and then you go and look at the images on the back of your camera or look at the video that you just got, and everything looks weird. All the people look purple, all the people look yellow, everything just looks unnatural. This is a white balance issue, and you can adjust your camera's white balance setting to compensate for this weirdness. And even some cell phones today have pro shooting modes that enable you to adjust your white balance settings on your phone to get better results. Some of the newer cameras have a dedicated white balance button that would be labeled WB, and you would just press that button and then select the white balance setting that you want. But if your camera doesn't have a dedicated white balance button, you'd have to go into your camera settings, and here's what that would look like. So I would go menu, then I'm already under the shooting menu, so I would go down to white balance, okay, and then these are my options right here. So I have auto, and this is if you just want the camera to do all the work, you don't want to think about it. But bear in mind that if your lighting situation changes, then the color in the images or video will also change. Incandescent, fluorescent, direct sunlight if you're shooting outside, if you're using a flash on your camera, cloudy, obviously, shade, that's self-explanatory. And then we have the preset manual setting, or the custom white balance setting. For the custom white balance setting that we just saw, you would use something like this. That's a white balance calibration card. And they usually have bigger gray ones that are about this big, and they usually have some color-coded ones as well. And if the project that you're shooting requires that high level of color accuracy, then you can use one of these white balance calibrating devices and really fine-tune those colors. Those are all settings that your camera thinks will give you the best results under those kinds of lighting situations, but sometimes you may have to tweak it just a bit to get your image looking just right. For this scene that I have set up right here, let's see how different the scene looks when we change our white balance settings. So let's go. We have auto, incandescent, fluorescent, direct sunlight, flash, cloudy, shade. So here we have all of our images side by side, and you can literally see the difference in some of them. Look at how blue the incandescent and the fluorescent white balance is compared to all the others. And when you look at flash, shade, cloudy, and direct sunlight, and even auto, they all kind of look the same. Here's the absolutely most important thing. How you decide to set your white balance before you start shooting your photos or recording your videos will directly affect how much work you have to do when you're editing. So if you know you don't want to do too much editing, get it right in camera first. Trust me, that is the gospel. Live by it. Let me know in the comments if you've ever realized that when you're shooting, the colors that you're seeing physically in your environment look very weird on camera. Share this video with someone who you think needs this info. Hit like if you found it interesting. Once again, my name is Cjam, and I will see you guys in the next video.